Alexander the Great, the young king who chased the edge of the world. Hello my friends, welcome back to Great Stories. Today, we are going to travel more than 2,000 years into the past. We are going to meet a young king who dreamed bigger than almost anyone in history. His name was Alexander. Today, the world remembers him as Alexander the Great. Some people call him a hero. Some people say he was too ambitious. Some admire his courage, while others question the cost of his dreams. But everyone agrees on one thing: Alexander was extraordinary. He became a king when he was only 20 years old. In just a few years, he led his army across deserts, mountains, rivers, and unknown lands. He defeated powerful enemies, built new cities, and connected cultures from Greece to Egypt and as far as India. This is not only a story about war and conquest. It is a story about courage, learning, discipline, ambition, and the power of a dream. So sit back, listen carefully, and let us discover the journey of Alexander the Great. Alexander was born in 356 BC in Pella, the capital of Macedonia. Macedonia was a powerful kingdom in the ancient Greek world. His father was King Philip II, a strong ruler and a brilliant military leader. His mother was Queen Olympias, a proud and ambitious woman who filled Alexander's childhood with stories of heroes and gods. From a very young age, Alexander was taught to believe that he was born for something great. His mother told him that he was connected to Achilles, the legendary hero of the Iliad. Those stories planted a powerful idea in his heart: life should be lived with courage, honor, and purpose. One of the most famous stories from Alexander's childhood is about a horse named Bucephalus. King Philip bought this horse because it was strong and beautiful. But the horse was wild. No rider could control it. It kicked, jumped, and refused to obey. Many experienced men tried to ride it, but they failed. Young Alexander watched carefully. He noticed something that the others did not see. The horse was not simply angry, it was afraid of its own shadow. Alexander walked calmly toward the horse. He turned Bucephalus toward the sun, so the shadow disappeared from the horse's sight. Then he spoke softly, held the reins, and climbed onto its back. To everyone's surprise, the horse became calm and allowed Alexander to ride. King Philip was amazed. He looked at his son and said, "My boy, you must find a kingdom big enough for your ambition. Macedonia is too small for you." This moment showed one of Alexander's greatest strengths. He did not only use force. He observed, understood, and solved problems in a way others could not imagine. As Alexander grew older, he received one of the finest educations in the world. His teacher was Aristotle, one of the greatest philosophers in history. Aristotle taught him philosophy, science, medicine, poetry, politics, and the study of nature. Alexander learned to love books and ideas. Even during military campaigns, he carried books with him. His favorite was the Iliad, the ancient poem about heroes, honor, and destiny. These lessons gave Alexander more than knowledge. They gave him curiosity. He did not want only to rule lands. He wanted to understand the world. When Alexander was 16, his father left him in charge of Macedonia while he went away to fight. Some enemies thought a teenager could not protect a kingdom. They were wrong. Alexander gathered an army, marched against the rebels, and defeated them. At only 16, he had already shown that he could lead. 2 years later, at the Battle of Chaeronea, Alexander fought beside his father. He led the cavalry, the soldiers on horseback, and helped win a major victory. After that battle, Macedonia became the strongest power in Greece. But Alexander's life changed suddenly when he was 20. King Philip II was murdered, and Alexander became king. Many people thought he was too young. Some Greek cities wanted to rebel. Others hoped to take the throne from him. Alexander knew he had to act quickly. He moved with speed and strength. Most cities accepted his rule, but the city of Thebes refused. Alexander attacked and destroyed Thebes as a warning to others. It was a harsh decision, and it showed that Alexander could be ruthless when he believed his power was threatened. After that, the Greek cities accepted him as their leader. Now Alexander was ready to continue his father's greatest plan, the invasion of Persia. At that time, Persia was the largest and richest empire in the world. It stretched across many lands and peoples. Its king was Darius III. To challenge Persia seemed almost impossible. But Alexander did not fear impossible things. In 334 BC, he crossed the Hellespont into Asia with about 40,000 soldiers. The Persian Empire was far larger, but Alexander trusted his army, his training, and his vision. His first major victory came at the Granicus River. The Persians waited on the opposite bank. The river was dangerous, and Alexander's generals warned him not to attack. But Alexander led the charge himself. His soldiers followed, and after a difficult battle, they won. This victory opened the door to Asia. Alexander then moved along the coast, capturing important cities and ports. He understood that victory was not only about bravery. It was also about strategy. Step by step, he weakened Persia's power. In the city of Gordium, Alexander saw the famous Gordian knot. An old legend said that whoever could untie the knot would rule Asia. Many had tried and failed. Alexander looked at the knot, drew his sword, and cut it in two. Whether the story happened exactly this way or not, it became a symbol of his character. Alexander did not always follow ordinary methods. When a problem seemed impossible, he created a new path. In 333 BC, Alexander faced King Darius III at the Battle of Issus. The Persian army was much larger, but the battlefield was narrow, and Alexander used this to his advantage. He attacked with speed and discipline. When Alexander drove toward Darius, the Persian king fled. Alexander won a stunning victory. He captured Darius's family, but he treated them with respect. This surprised many people and helped him gain honor among some Persians. After Issus, Alexander marched south. He captured the great coastal city of Tyre after a long and difficult siege. Then he entered Egypt, where many people welcomed him because they disliked Persian rule. In Egypt, Alexander founded a city and named it Alexandria. This city later became one of the greatest centers of learning, trade, and culture in the ancient world. Even today, Alexandria remains an important city in Egypt. In 331 BC, Alexander marched east again to face Darius for the final time. The battle took place near Gaugamela. Darius had prepared a large army and a wide, flat battlefield for his chariots and cavalry. Alexander studied the ground carefully. He waited for the right moment. Then he led his cavalry in a sharp wedge formation and struck a weak point in the Persian line. Once again, Darius fled. The Persian army broke apart. After Gaugamela, Alexander entered Babylon, Susa, and Persepolis. The heart of the Persian Empire was now in his hands. He was still not satisfied. Alexander wanted to go farther. He crossed mountains and deserts into lands that are now parts of Afghanistan, Pakistan, and northern India. His soldiers were tired, but Alexander kept moving. He wanted to reach the edge of the known world. In India, he fought King Porus at the Battle of the Hydaspes River. Porus had war elephants, and Alexander's army had never faced anything like them. The battle was difficult, but Alexander won. He admired Porus's courage and allowed him to continue ruling as an ally. This showed another side of Alexander. He could be severe, but he could also respect bravery, even in an enemy. After years of marching and fighting, Alexander wanted to continue deeper into India. But his soldiers refused. They had been away from home for many years. They were exhausted. They missed their families. For the first time, Alexander had to accept that even a great leader cannot force people beyond every limit. He agreed to turn back. The return journey was extremely hard. Many soldiers suffered in the desert. At last, Alexander reached Babylon, where he began planning new campaigns and new improvements for his empire. But destiny had another plan. In 323 BC, Alexander became ill with a fever. For days, his condition grew worse. His soldiers came to see him, one by one, because they loved and admired their king. Soon, Alexander died in Babylon. He was only 32 years old. His death shocked the world. No one knows exactly what caused it. Some believe it was malaria, typhoid fever, or another illness. Others suspected poison. The truth remains a mystery. After Alexander died, his empire did not stay united. His generals fought for power, and the empire broke into different kingdoms. But Alexander's influence did not disappear. He spread Greek culture across vast lands. He founded cities that became centers of learning and trade. He opened roads between East and West. He changed the history of the ancient world forever. Alexander's life teaches us powerful lessons. He teaches us that courage matters. Knowledge matters. Vision matters. A young person with discipline and confidence can do extraordinary things. But his life also teaches us another lesson. Ambition must be guided by wisdom. A dream can inspire the world, but if ambition becomes too great, it can also bring pain and destruction. Alexander was not perfect. He made mistakes. He lost friends. He made harsh decisions. He was brilliant and brave, but also complicated. That is why his story is so powerful. It is not the story of a perfect man. It is the story of a human being who dared to dream beyond the limits of his time. More than 2,000 years later, we still speak his name. We still study his battles. We still ask the same questions. Was Alexander a hero? Was he too ambitious? Was he truly great? Perhaps the answer is this: Alexander became great because he refused to live a small life. He looked at the world and believed there was always more to discover. And that is the message for us today. Keep learning. Keep moving. Keep improving. Face your fears with wisdom. Follow your dreams with courage. And remember, the world becomes bigger when your mind becomes stronger. Thank you for listening to Great Stories. If this story inspired you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and keep discovering the amazing stories of our world. Goodbye, my friends.